Akin. So I will begin this afternoon presentation by introducing my group members. In group 5, we have Muhammad Azaz Zikri, which is me, Maishara bin Azman, Ashakirin, Izati binti Zahari, and Gan Anwin. So firstly, I will talk about the site inventory. For our group, we decided to create 3 site plan to differentiate the items in terms of hardscape, softscape, and sensory with access.
Okay.
Uh, as we can see here, for the first site plan, this is just for hardscape. What hardscape are found in this site, and I will color the items found in the site plan by the category only. Uh, so same as the site plan for the softscape and sensory and access. And next, I will go to the site inventory. The main user who will use this building is for lecturers, students, staffs, and visitors of UTM. And the facilities that found this building is lecturers' room, lecture rooms, and labs. And for the environment, this is our group perspective. This is our group opinion. We can see this building maybe quite eerie, nervy, and disturbing maybe.
What do you mean by that? I just came in today, so I just want to get your description. That's what you mean by
For
eerie.
eerie,
And where did you get that from?
this is our group opinion. Maybe just point of view that.
Where did you get that secondary information from?
I remember Cik Din told us during the lecture.
Jaga-jaga y'all. Okay, carry on.
And then this building close to mosque like and B12 building. And then we go to the purpose. For primary purposes, this building for educational purposes, especially for student. And the secondary purpose, maybe we can brainstorming, informal meeting, and we can lunch break or relaxing. And next, I will pass to Maishara.
Okay, thank you, Azhar. So next, for the inventory, we have 3 main entrances at B11 building, which is 1 main entrance from the middle of B11 building, and 2 side entrances are from the right and left corner of the building. Next inventory is the access and sensory. This which is indicated is wind direction, sun path, and the noises came from outside of the B11 building, and also vehicles access and pedestrian access. We also showed the average rainy days, the normal amount of precipitation in Skudai, the topography, sunrise and sunset times, the temperature in Skudai, and also the wind speed, which is 4 nautical miles per hour in Skudai. So move on. The next inventory is the existing site feature. First is the back parking lot. Second is the main parking lot in front of the B11 building. The third one is B12 building at the right side of the B11 building. And number 4 is B11 building itself. Number 5 is the drainage around at the back of the B11 building. The TM Unify and TNB substation right here. And also number 8 is a gazebo beside of the lake. Number 9 is walkway around the lake. And number 10 is fence around the B11 building, beside the drainage. And number 11 is the lamppost. Next is existing site feature, which is softscapes. We have Bauhinia blechiana, Mangifera indica, which is mango tree at the back of the B11 building, besides the back parking lot. The coconut palm beside the TNB substation. Turf here. Eugenia Olina here, number 5. And number 6 is lake. So move on to the next inventory is the wildlife, which is a possible threat to B11 buildings users, which is monkey, squirrel, bird, frog, snake, monitor, lizard, cricket, and also grasshopper. So I will pass this presentation to Gan Anwin.
So hello, I'm Ganawin, and let's move on to SWOT analysis. So SWOT is about strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. For the strength, this site is wide open and it have a good drainage system, and also it provide hose reel and also fire hydrant. For the weakness, there are only two street lights can be seen through the walkway, and also the drain have no cover, and also there is no path to the lake. So for the opportunity, the site is surrounded with the trees, lakes, and also it is a totally hidden place for us to add our creativity and idea for the design of landscape. And also for the tree, there are many wild animals there, like squirrels, monkey, and so on. And also there are many tree branches that will accidentally fall and cause injured. So next we move on to the site appreciation. How we get users to enjoy the outdoor space. Okay, we add wall vegetation for outdoor photo shoot, as you can see the photo beside there. And also we put water features, the photo below the wall vegetation. And also it is a unique shade of the spaces and also the entrance to the lake. And we also add facilities such as bin, vending machine, and drinking fountains for the people. So next, how we bring people in the outdoors. First, we create a space for gathering area, as you can see the sitting area here. And also we create a privacy outdoor study area, the photo below. And also we put more benches and tables. Next, how we make outdoor spaces livable and interesting. We add an acrylic bridge to connect the Block A and Block B of B11 building as a main attraction.
Oh, ini lah
So,
yang nak buat bridge dia. Okay. Okay.
so as you can see the photo beside, this is an imagination photo of our ideas. You can imagine the block at the left side is Block A and the block at the right side is Block B. So the middle there is the acrylic bridge that connect two buildings. And also we put more lights to lighten up the area, the photo below here. And also we use plant as a shade for people sitting below. So next, move on to site opportunity. Yeah, the site is an open wide area because of the current parking slot give us opportunity to create a lot of spaces. And next, there are lake there. So this lake gives us the opportunity to make recreational activities such as kayak. And also there are good drain system to prevent drainage block, and also the availability of hose reel and also fire hydrant meet the requirements of safety standard features. And next is, yeah, this site is totally a hidden place because it is surrounded with trees, B11 and B12 buildings. Now I will pass my presentation to my group mate Ashakirin.
So I'm Ashkirin. So I will explain about analysis and synthesis. So this is the list of analysis and synthesis that we got from the observation. So the first one is we realized there's no path to the lake as it is surrounded with a fence. So our synthesis is design an entrance toward the lake. So next is the view from side entrance is very unpleasant because of the TNB substation view and too dull environment. So we will overcome it with add a lot of vegetation on the bulletin wall or in front of the TNB substation. And next is wild animals such as monkey and others distract students and lecturers. So our synthesis is use a wire fence. Okay, next analysis is we realize there's only 2 street light that can be seen. So not enough light to lighten up the parking area when the night shows up. Okay, and our synthesis is add more street light so visitors can visit whether days or nights. And next thing is an open drain without a cover. The drain is wide and become quite dangerous to step across. So the solution for this problem is we need to put a cover on top of the drain. And the next analysis that we got is a single coconut tree that not suitable for the concept garden that have chosen. So our synthesis is replace the coconut tree with new type and suitable plant. Okay, so next, the last one is our analysis is a parking lot with a limited activities. So we need to turn it into a garden for people to interact and do activities. Okay, that's all for me.
So for the conceptual plan below, actually our main concept is state of the art, or we call it future garden. So we challenge ourselves to try something new and be able to grow. So as you can see, the focal point of this conceptual plan is the acrylic bridge at the center, and also there are two entrances here. One is from the building and one is from the walkway here. And also we divide these spaces into three, which is the pathway at the center, and also the relaxing area with the lawn, swing, hedge, and also the water feature here. And also this is the lecture area, and also with plants surrounded it. And this is the entrance to the lake, and also we add the vegetation wall at here. So that's all from me.
And that's all from us. Thank you.
Okay. Since I came in late, I didn't come in purposely. I had to go somewhere else. I had other prior engagement. But I just want to talk to most of my colleagues, Dr. Hannah and also Madam Shikin. Are you here? Are you?
Yep, we are here.
Okay, I think I don't know what transpired this morning, but from my own perspective, really, I mean, looking at the work itself, this is just the first time looking at the work itself. I think to me, for our first year, this is very, very good. You know, but because my main, I think the main objective of this particular exercise, doing the site analysis, site inventory, doing conceptual plan, and so on and so on. To me, it's not so much about the correctness of the work itself, but because for start, this is their first time they're doing a site analysis, and they're doing it in a group, and they're not even at the site, right? And for I think for us to evaluate the whether it's right or wrong, for example, to me, maybe it's a bit too soon. But if they will had an opportunity to be at the site, then we can do that. But to me, in terms of the comprehensiveness of the work itself, regardless of the correctness of the content, I'm not saying that the content are wrong, but I think the content are still there basically. But maybe in terms of the way it's presented, the way the appropriateness of the terms used, for example. Of course, we can question about that the whole day. But to me, for a start, I think to me it's impressive enough for a first year. And as long as they know what is the purpose of a site analysis, site inventory, and the whole point of doing and how to present it, for example, to me that's a very good start to doing thinking about how to design. Maybe in the next semester, then they will have to, when they get opportunity to come to the site, if they are able to get to the site, then maybe we'll be a bit more stricter in terms of the correctness, the appropriateness, or the method analysis, and so on and so on. That's my starting reaction to the work itself. I'm not sure whether Madam Shikin and also Dr. Hannah would agree with me with that premise of the evaluation, or if you like the assessment, if you think of this particular work, this stage of the work today. I mean, this is not talking to design the concept plan. This is not.
But for site analysis, we agree with you.
In
fact, this morning, Cik Din, we didn't really comment much on the inventory and analysis, because in general they were done quite well. Except ada macam things we commented on, like
appreciation,
whatever features you don't guess. Macam ada some of the groups macam guess where the wind is coming from. Itu je lah. Maksudnya we ask them, you need to confirm the information rather than guessing, because you didn't go to the site. Macam tu tak? I think, and that's very basic. I think the overall we actually commented a lot on the conceptual plan.
Yes, only on the concept.
So I'm quite sure they've learned a lot actually. but what is site analysis, site inventory, and so on kan. Okay.
By looking at their work since this morning, I think everybody has done.
I think everyone has put a very good work into the thing. I think I really appreciate that. So I'm very, very proud of this group here. Maybe with the rest of the group which I haven't seen today, and also maybe I'll see later. But coming to the concept plan, siapa yang tanya yang email saya selalu, WhatsApp saya selalu tu, siapa nama dia?
Saya, Azhar. Okay, regarding this one here, the student, one of the students actually they WhatsApp dengan saya. Dua kali dah. Pertama kali, lepas tu saya kata saya tegur sikit. Bukan tegur, saya bagi cadangan. Tapi saya kata masih ada lagi benda tu. This is regarding the acrylic bridge tu. Acrylic bridge tu dia tingkat berapa? 2.
Tingkat 2. Oh, tingkat 2. Kenapa?
Kenapa tingkat 2? Bagi kami dia mencukupi untuk tengok pemandangan daripada atas tu untuk tengok tasik.
Yeah, but why not third story? Why not fourth story?
Sebab dia memadai untuk melihat pemandangan.
Yalah, kalau lebih tinggi lagi bagus tak?
Sebab mungkin lah, tapi betul juga. Tapi sebab bawah acrylic bridge ni, kami ada letak macam swing. So macam kalau tinggi sangat.
Tapi kalau swing pun, kalau you buat tingkat 4 pun, tali tu boleh dipanjangkan kalau you that's the reasoning kan.
Yes.
Coming back to this one, tujuan saya komen ni, saya bukan seorang praktisi landscape architect macam mana chicken ya. Tapi dari segi ekonomi saya rasa tak apa kena. Kan? Pada start kalau you tengok, nanti the cost is going to be very, very expensive. Kami cuba mohon nak buat bridge kan, nak link ke B11 dengan B12 ni dah dekat 20 tahun dah. Sampai sekarang tak dapat. Nak link B11 dengan B12 across the road tu. Jadi orang tak payah, akan jadi senang kan orang nak pada B11 waktu hujan tak payah lintas jalan dan sebagainya kan. But very difficult because of the economics of it. And samely for a small space like this to spend I don't know how many hundred thousands just for the activity. Tapi the economic, I know, tapi Cik Din ni kami tak tahu tentang costing betul, tapi kita have to be sensible sikit lah kan. Itu maksud saya kan. Okay. Satu lagi dari economics of space planning tak kena juga. You perhatikan dia macam ni tau. Saya buat satu analogy. Let's say you dekat bilik tidur you ada berapa pintu masuk?
Satu lah.
Satu pintu kan. Katalah di sudut dinding ni kan satu pintu kan.
Okay.
Lepas tu di sudut satu lagi ada satu pintu lagi. Tapi dua pintu tu boleh pakai kan nak masuk bilik you kan.
Boleh.
Right. But do you think the economy is right now? Betul tak? So for a small room you have 2 doors kan. For such a small building, you see the distance between, kalau for example katalah yang nampak saya cursor ni tak? Nampak tak saya cursor dalam Miro?
Ya, nampak. Okay.
You see there is a corridor here. Okay? If this corridor, the acrylic bridge is, let's say for example is somewhere kat bawah, let's say about another maybe 10 or 20 or even 40 meters for example, then I can see the logic of it tau. So you're trying to cut down the travel distance. Kan? But for this one tak perlu sebenarnya bagi saya. Because the travelling distance daripada one side of building to other side building sekejap je. Beza dia 1-2 minit je. Kan? But to spend hundreds and thousands of ringgit, I think saya rasa tak apa economical lah. But I'm quite sure it's very exciting to have it kan. But let's not get overboard. Let's not get overexcited bagi saya. Kan? Tapi but I'm not blowing up your idea. Kan? If you still want it, for example, but maybe happening on a smaller scale, but maybe put it maybe at the ground level, maybe use it in terms of maybe instead of contoh macam gunakan timber decking, maybe you gunakan acrylic contohnya, over water ke over something, whatever it is, something like that. But the idea is still there, but in a much more sensible, more economical way bagi saya. Letakkan lampu pada malam-malam bawah tu, exciting. Kan? Tapi kalau perempuan pakai skirt tak cantik lah kan, nampak dia. Kan? Maksud saya. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So something like that. And then maybe the acrylic alone, for example, can be the initiator, can be the beginning of an idea, you know. The transparency of it and then can be used, for example, to separate spaces, but at the same time, visually, it is not separated. Physically, it's separated. That kind of concept. You understand
Agree.
that?
Agree. Probably it can become a sort of like a concept for them. For most of the item.
The visual accessibility and the non-physical accessibility.
Yeah.
The idea. Jadi that kind of idea. Something like that. Mana kita boleh nampak tapi tak boleh usik contoh. Kita boleh nampak, we can see but we cannot go through, for example.
Oh, faham.
Ah.
Okay.
So that's the beginning of an idea lah. You see how that idea, for example, I'm trying to scale it down, but at the same time try to make it as exciting as you were with having that acrylic bridge connecting one side of the building to the other, and so on. So I'm not killing the idea. Saya rasa nanti bila satu hari besok nanti, bila you kerja kan, katakan kerja dengan Madam Ziki nanti besok kan, bagi buat practice dengan dia kan. Kata maybe she be excited by the idea, tapi Madam Ziki takkan buang ke atas keluar tingkat idea, tapi dia will sit down with you, dia akan try to make it more economical, more sensible kata idea dia. Dan biar client kata, oh seronok, tapi tak belajar tak banyak. Tapi ini esok, oh mahal ni. Construction dia punya structure dia material acrylic ni.
Yes.
Wow. Lepas tu maintain lagi besok. Aduh. Ya?
Besides that, we have one project, Menara Johor Land. We have the what we call that macam glass bridge tau. Glass bridge yang boleh nampak bawah tu. We did that project lah actually. Yang tu pun kita buat dekat koridor je tau. And then dia punya extend tu tak begitu jauh sebab it cost you around 500, more than 500,000. Nearly 800,000 just to have that glass walk dekat Menara Johor Land yang dapat award tu lah. Okay, so itulah when comes to acrylic ni, if let's say your idea is to have the acrylic bridge, it's not acrylic tau, because acrylic tend to brittle.
Itu satu lagi dia mudah calar.
Dia calar, dia rapuh because it made from poly.
Lepas tu lama-lama dia akan pudar kan?
Yes.
Warna dia.
Lama-lama dia akan pudar, and then when it's exposed to the sun, it will brittle. Okay, so normally we don't do acrylic bridge, we do glass bridge. That is what we did. Kita dah ada projek tu yang real.
Apa nama glass bridge? Apa dia punya special name?
Glass bridge dekat Menara Johor Land ada.
Nama specification for the glass tu.
Specific glass apa ni kejap apa dia tempered glass, something tempered glass lah. It won't break easily.
Okay.
Tempered glass walk. Tempered glass lah, it's a tempered glass.
Okay.
But itulah since this morning all group from group 1 to group 4 they have presented the site analysis and so on. We have not comment much because I think they have done a great job.
Yeah.
It's just that a few things here and there which they understand already. But when it comes to conceptual design, I think most of the group ataupun semua group lah needs to do a lot of improvement. Kita ada comment tadi. So do this one, okay? Okay, acrylic bridge tu memang tak sesuai lah buat kat atas. Beside acrylic itself tu tak boleh. If you want to use an acrylic, make sure it's not exposed to the sun direct. You can have a glass bridge or something, a glass bridge, a tempered glass bridge.
Madam, is it laminated glass?
No, it's a tempered glass. It's not laminated glass. Laminated means dia macam buat banyak kali tau, dia lay banyak kali. That one is laminated timber, yes.
Itu macam plywood.
Macam plywood, maksudnya dia banyak lapis tau, macam kuih lapis. That is laminate. Okay, but when we talk about glass, it is not laminated glass, it's a tempered glass. Tempered glass ni dia dah bakar siap-siap tau. Benda tu kalau dia pecah, dia tak pecah crack yang macam cermin kereta tu kan. Dia tak pecah macam spider web punya pecah tu. Dia akan pecah sekali. Tapi it's not that easy to break. Memang tak mudah. Lepas tu dia ada laminate lagi, bukan laminate lah, dia ada satu lagi layer, safety layer atas bawah lah. To ensure that when it break, ada satu layer atas bawah yang hold. Itu ada dia punya technical tu lah, yang technical spec dia lah. Okay, but when you talking about a bridge, we normally don't use acrylic bridge. Kenapa? Acrylic tend to scratch. Tahu dia boleh lekat kesan calar. And then when it's exposed to the sun, it will brittle. So all students have to take note of this lah. Ini pelajaran lah. Maksudnya kita nak bagi tahu yang akrilik normally we don't use for something that heavy lah, heavy hardscape. So akrilik ni selalu kita guna for macam sculpture ke ataupun signages yang vertical. Bila vertical dia less exposed to the sun. We don't use something that horizontal. Horizontal dia direct kena matahari, lepas tu dia akan cepat brittle. Instead of having acrylic, kita guna ACP. ACP tu aluminium composite lain, tapi dia tak nampak see-through lah. But when we talk about bridge and whatsoever, please use glass. Glass is more practical.
Madam tadi SCP.
ACP,
SCP. Oh, okay.
aluminium composite cladding.
Oh, alright. Okay.
Aluminium. It is aluminium.
Okay. Alright.
Aluminium composite panel. Okay, yang tu lain lah. Yang tu benda lain. Tapi that one cannot see through. But when we talk about something that you want somebody to see through, in whatever project we use glass.
Glass, okay. Glass.
Tempered glass. Okay, macam you punya ni jugalah dekat rumah ke dekat mana ataupun kalau ada antara you yang dekat rumah dia ada railing we use that tempered glass railing. Dia tak easily break. Okay, itu satulah. That one in terms of material. Probably later on if I see you in construction class and whatsoever, we can learn about that technically. But for concepts, the whole concept, my first comment is regarding on the circulation. Okay, you ada ni kan, you tunjuk anak-anak panah ni kan. But how do you move from one area to another, circulation tu? And then what happened to this area? Saya punya tangan ada ni kan, ada.
Ada.
Okay, what happened to this area? Because I did mention for the first group, for the morning session, over here we have some sort like corridor going to this way. Are you going to block this one, avoid people from going? How about the services? You need to think of that. Maksudnya in terms of macam kalau ada bomber access and whatsoever, this is the bomber access kalau ada berlaku kebakaran. So you have to think of that as well. Memang sekarang tak fikir lagi baru bubble, but I tell you, I have to tell you in the beginning so that you need to consider that this become a bomber access. Bomber access mean you have to make it free from benda water feature ke apa, padang tak apa. Free from structure. It have to be clear from structure, vertical. Kalau macam interlocking ke, rumput ke, tak apa. Because you need to have an access. Okay, and then in terms of acrylic and whatsoever ni guna glass. Glass tu nanti dia akan laminate dengan some sort like tempered macam plastik tau kan. Okay, then it become dia ada colour lah, glass tu pun boleh colour juga. You can explore that like what Cik Din mentioned just now. Maybe that become one of your group punya konsep. Cuba tengok dekat Google, dekat Pinterest, how do they explore hardscape using the tempered glass or acrylic look ni. In terms of apa, banyak tau. Nanti later I show it to you. I have some of the example using structure yang guna those acrylic kan. You can use acrylic mix with the tempered glass as well. How do they mold the design using that too. Nampak macam mungkin you punya macam banyak guna benda yang transparent and so on. Boleh nampak kat bawah kan macam tu. And then probably when you have decking, it is made of glass. Boleh nampak bawah whatever happen below. Okay, itu satu. And then in terms of the division or the zoning of this area. Dekat sini dia ada lawn. Dekat sini apa? Swing. Practical tak? You think back whether it is practical or not to have the swing over here.
Okay.
Tengok balik lah that one. Walaupun dia sekarang you still in the bubble concept, but you have to think of that. And then outdoor lecture area. Okay, outdoor lecture area, is it going to be macam ni saja or it is a form of macam amphitheater? Kan? Ada banyak bentuk, nanti boleh explore. Last year pun banyak contoh-contoh yang dia orang pakai outdoor learning, outdoor learning lah, outdoor lecture. I think it is outdoor learning area.
Dan kenapa bentuk dia macam tu pun saya tak faham. Yang tengah-tengah tu you didn't identify ataupun mention lah tengah-tengah tu space apa.
Yes. In fact, the whole thing is actually the outdoor learning. Okay, if this is outdoor learning, what happened to this one? Why this one become a pathway? Do you will it be pathway is all around ke macam mana ke atau macam mana ke? Okay, division ni tak faham lagi. Okay, so as a conclusion in terms of conceptual, there's a lots of things in terms of zoning that you need to take a look back lah. But having an acrylic concept of the bridge and we change it to the glass bridge, we think that it can be one of the concept. Yang menarik, yang rasanya tahun lepas pun tak buat. So try to explore that if you can. Memang dia akan jadi konsep yang best.
Okay.
If let's say we did some of the design using that acrylic shapes and whatsoever, nanti I tunjuk dekat you. I ada gambar-gambar tu.
Alright,
Okay,
alright, madam. Alright, madam. Thank you, Cik Den. Thank you, madam.
I berhabis lagi.
Okay, belum. Okay, belum. Okay.
You boleh.
Dr. Hana belum komen lagi.
Sorry, Hana.
Tak apa Cik Ling, go ahead. Pagi tadi dah cakap banyak dah.
Okay, students. You see, the concept was what? Something along the lines of futuristic garden, something like that, wasn't it?
Futuristic,
Yes.
You see, but to me, the interpretation of that concept to me is very, very narrow.
Yes.
You are relying upon the bridge itself to manifest, to display that concept. I think this is very, very narrow. Let me give you an example. Assume that you take away that bridge.
Okay.
And what do you see?
Lawn.
No, you see ordinary plan, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
I know it's a bubble diagram, but even the bubble diagram should give a certain character, as to what is it that you're trying to do, to manifest the so-called futuristic dimension of the garden itself. Tak nampak tau. For example, like swing. Swing ni macam dekat rumah saya pun ada swing, dekat taman kanak-kanak pun ada swing. But can that swing be a feature, for example? Can that swing be that will be so big, so macam 2-3 meter? Tempat duduk tu besar, 10 orang boleh duduk, contohnya. It's something different, isn't it? Can you imagine 10 or 15 students sitting on that bridge sambil dia baca buku, sambil dia makan, and the bridge is swing from left to right. Bukan laju lah, things like that. But you have to explore these kind of things, For example, I give you. I mean, this is an example. I'll give you that. All of you are very familiar with the Piet Mondrian work, right? The D-style.
Okay.
Right? Can you imagine if something along the lines of a D-style way of space configuration happens here, for example, and these are integrated with this acrylic or this reinforced glass, for example, right? But arranged in such a way, and then of course we haven't talked about the colors, we haven't talked about the materials, for example, using glass, steel, aluminium, for example, things like that. So the whole thing looks very, very, very futuristic, very, very not the ordinary conventional looking garden, So it's not a garden that you just simply look at, but you can also experience the garden, using mirrors as well to give a kind of a greater sense of scale by using mirrors and so on, right? So to me it's a bit more, not much, but a bit more explorative, a bit more creative, if you like, interpretation of what is a futuristic garden. You understand?
Yes.
You look at the plant belah bawah tu. Kan that little macam yang ni. I mean that one is macam nak kena aja the plant tu. You have to be expressive tau. It's almost
Mana?
like abstract.
Plan mana?
Ni bawah ni kat arrow kat saya ni. Kat cursor ni.
Oh, okay.
Look, come on. Itu macam apa tu? No. Kita kena, kita we have to explore tau. You must be excited tau. I'm quite sure semua lagu ni semua yang pada pandai ni. You're very creative, right? Tapi, but try to look again at this concept still remain the same. But look again tau. How do you want to configure the spaces? Even though bubble diagram tau. But how can you make even the bubble diagram in stage pun, wow. Kita nak macam tu.
Yes, faham.
Faham tak? It's almost like a very artistic, very abstract form of conceptual plan. Itu buat abstract tau, belum lagi site plan lagi tu. And you had this experience before when you did your first and second project hari tu. Kan masa when some of you presented, especially yang buat digital kan. You present ni saya dah wow. Macam I want that wow factor tu kena ada tu. That makes it so different.
Yes.
Yeah? But here you take away the acrylic bluish, you tengok, biasa. Betul dan bukan saya nak mengejek ya, tapi biasa kan.
Betul.
Looks ordinary.
Ya betul.
It looks so ordinary. Tengok, bila you dengar saya bercakap, you dengar saya bercakap tak nampak sebab kan saya off camera. You dengar saya bercakap, you dengar apa macam mana saya cakap, you dengar apa konten saya cakap. That's what I mean by wow, kita nak macam tu tau. So you should have that kind of frame of mind tau. All 4 or 5 of you. In fact, kalau your friend kata, if your friend buat saya ni, no, sorry. Siapa-siapa dalam grup ni lah. No, I don't think it's right. Kita discuss, kita have a debate, kita pupak. Finally, yes, all 4 or 5 group. Wow, man. Then that means you have the right thing already. The most appropriate thing to express futuristic element, dimension in the design itself. Baru nak macam tu. In fact, and then when you do this, you can even be excited about it by try to do some sketches ataupun some section, small section to see. That's what it may look like when we do the site plan. Because now you don't even have that. What it looks like. Kan? Right. Okay. Alright. Saya tak nak cakap banyak. Sebab kalau banyak tak apa ni. We got 3 more groups to go to, or 4 or 5 more groups. 4 more groups. Okay. Anything else?
Okay.
Ada satu lagi. Ada nak cakap dari mana tadi ni? Ada lupa ni. Ada satu benda yang kena address. Mana tadi ni? Can't remember. Harus lupa dah ni.
Okay.
Yeah. These wild animals such as monkey and others distract students and lecturers. Use a wire fence. What do you mean by that? For what? Why? You tahu monkey ni dia dah ke tingkat 4 boleh tau, atas bumbung selalu saya nampak. Are you telling me by having 2 meter wide fire fence you prevent them from coming up into the building and coming up and come kadang-kadang dapat tingkap saya ni dekat third level saya nampak. So I don't think the cities are wishing of fire fence will scare them away, yeah?
Alright.
Okay, alright. Okay, can we move on to the next place? Korang saya panggil kita nanti ni.
Thank you, Cik Dan. Kami faham dan thank you, Cik Dan.
Alright, no worries. Allahu Akbar. Where are we now? Where will we be next?
Okay,
Mana?
group tadi 5 kan? Group 6, please.
Group 6.
So who's presenting for group 6?
Is our group.
Okay, yeah.
Mirza,
Alright, okay.
Mirza
Okay.
will be the first presenter.
Group 6.
Alright, who's going to start?
Group 6.
Mirza, you can start now.
Right. Wait, my internet is reconnect.
Alright. Come on. We are
Okay. I will proceed. Okay.
Alright.
Good afternoon, Cik Din, Dr. Hana, and Madam Shikin.
Hello.
Mirza, I will continue.
Okay.
Okay. And for our site inventory,
Okay. Sorry. My internet is reconnecting.
it's okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, for our site inventory, the location is B11 building is located near the Fabu faculty. And then the image or identity is surrounding with the nature elements such as trees and also lake. And the user profile is students, lecturers, staffs, and also publics. For the purpose, for primary purpose is education purpose such as lectures room. And then the secondary purpose is for relaxing purpose or a waiting area for student or and also lecturers. And the main activity at B11 building is outdoor practical, and the student can as a waiting area to enjoy their food before or after class, and also as a discussion area. And then for the treats is wildlife such as monkeys, monitor lizard, and also some insects. And then
It's threats, bukan treats, rats.
threats. Sorry. And then is noise from the main road, which there have some vehicle that will pass through the main road. And then the bad smell or the bad view from the drainage. Sorry. And then for the existing features is B11 building, which is at here. And then second one is parking lot. The third one is drainage. And then it's electric house at here. And there is a coconut tree. And then have fence. And also one lawn lamp. And also walkway at here, number 8. And also the TM Wi-Fi. And then let's proceed to the entrance. Okay, for the main entrance is from the B11 building. And this is the picture of the main entrance. And for the side entrance, our group is think also that has 2 side entrance from the B11 building also, which is at here, as this part and also this part. And then there has another side entrance for vehicles, which is the pink arrow. And then for the rain statistic, we can see that for end of the year is more rainy. And then for the wind direction, as we can see also for the end of the year and for the beginning of the year also is quite higher. And then I will pass to Nabila to continue.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Next is site potential. First, this site is close to main gate UTM, so the public can easily find the place and visit it. As you can see at the map here. Second, close to Fabu. Third, surrounded by many trees. Fourth, close to lake for canoe activities. And fifth, the tree behind the site creates shady environment. And then analysis and synthesis. First, for drainage, the analysis we got is bad smell and open drainage that can spoil the scenery. So the solution is we close the drainage using grill and plant shrub near the drainage. Second, for lighting, the analysis is there were only one light pole available, and the solution is we provide underground LED around the site. Next, for the ground analysis, the tar road lack of nature elements, and the solution is we change the tar road to turf for more nature feel. And for wildlife threat, the analysis is monkeys, monitor, lizard, and insect invaded the site and bothering the users. And for the solution, we put a long wall with barbed wire alongside the site. And then next for the entrance, we see that they are the same entrance that can be accessed by pedestrian and vehicle. And So we use different plantings at the entrance from the walkway to block the vehicle from enter the site. And lastly is the noise problem. There are a lot of noises around the site, especially from the car or from the animals. And for the synthesis is plants, we want to plant more plantings to reduce the sound. And then we move to site appreciation. First is there the area is surrounded by green trees which can give a calming effect. Second, the area is close to the lake which provide beautiful scenery and it is close to the natural environment. And lastly, this area is more strategic because it is close to the main entrance to UTM, so it makes it easy for anyone to visit this area. Next.
Uh,
Okay,
Yes,
let's, Mirza, is it the line
okay,
is
okay, boleh.
okay? Okay.
So this is different entrance, different view from the outside and inside the building. For the yellow arrow, it's the view from the outside building. As you can see, there are main parking lot here and the main entrance for the pedestrian. And this is also the view for from the inside building. There are two different plants near the buildings. And for the red arrow is the view from the inside building. From the inside, you can see the big area parking lot here. And there are lots of nature elements around the buildings. So for the legals, we discussed that students can come here start from 7 morning until 10 p.m. and they need to keep the place clean. So users that ignore the rules will be fined. For the users also cannot pick the fruits from the fruit tree. Vehicles are not allowed to enter the parking lot, but the outside food are allowed for the students to bring it into the area. Now we will continue to the conceptual plan.
Okay, for the conceptual plan, our concept is greenery, simple, modern, and our design is inspired by this style and also Art Nouveau. So for our conceptual plan, we will emphasize our main entrance, which with the archway, and then we will set for the left hand side we set it as a more quiet place, which is private area, and also we use plantings to differentiate or separate two area, which is the reading area and also private area. We set our reading area as here because for the private area is for the user who want to a place that can more quiet or more peaceful to relax themselves or do their work on the area. And then for the middle or the center, we use lawn. And for the lawn, we can provide user to like outdoor presentation or some clubs activities or some others activities. And then for the water feature, we design it at the corner of the site is because it near to the relaxing area. So for the the user in the relaxing area can feel more nature element, which is the water sounds. So they will feel more like close to the nature. And then for the drainage, right? Just now we talk about the not that good view or the bad smell from the drainage. So we use a small garden to cover it or design the drainage part. So for the small garden, we will like provide some seat or table in the small garden and also a stepping stone way through the small garden. And then for the fire exist also here also contain a pergola. For the pergola part, we just plan to have a stepping stone which is connect to the lake. And that's all from our group. Thank you.
Okay, you said that this is based on the Art Nouveau and the style philosophy.
Mm. Yes.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How is that manifested in the design? Not only on the concept plan, or maybe not on the concept, but how is it manifested? How you going to manifest that?
For the area, the private area, reading area here, we will organize it like the style theme, and then for the small garden, we will apply Art Nouveau theme. So it will like
the whole area here is going to be in this style.
Yes, and the
And the
small
bottom
garden
one.
will yes.
Okay, let's see how it looks like. Let's see how it looks like. How do you blend them, for example? Whether that can be manifested.
Because those two are complete opposite kan.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, especially when Madam Chicken say, for example, like that linear area, for example, is something that you can't do anything at all now, isn't it? Especially when talking about the access for the fire engine. So there's hardly you can do with that, But however,
That one we can. For this group, they stated there, apa nama tu, small garden. So we want to see what kind of material that they use, which apa tu, fire engine, which occupied the fire engine access. But for the pergola tu tak apalah, sebab fire engine access tu not necessarily dia kena lalu ke belakang tu kan. They can actually undur keluar or something.
Yes.
But there should be no structure, vertical structure over there lah.
Oh, okay. If our small garden have some like
Stepping stone,
like-
removable thing, yes.
Okay.
For
But I think,
example, the small garden, you have those sitting, apa tu, the cube seat or something, then yes. If let's say you have stepping stone or something, that is okay. Vertical thing, permanent, that one normally cannot.
Okay.
But just to a bit simplify the concept, I think. I think I'm not trying to throw away the idea of the mixture between those two philosophy, but I would like to suggest you maybe just stick with one, really, to be honest,
Okay.
and try to have a different version. Try to give a different dimension to how either the Art Nouveau or the style, for example, would fit in with the context of this particular design here. For example, I'm just giving, this is just an idea. For example, let's say, for example, tropical Art Nouveau, tropical Art Deco, for example, or traditional Art Deco, or traditional Art Nouveau, for example. Right. So the word traditional can give a sense of, a place, for example, to the idea of Art Nouveau or Art Deco or this style, for example. And easy for you to work with, really, rather having to, as Dr. Hannah mentioned, for example, having the two things, for example, can be very, very challenging, to be honest, especially when you have a small area like this. If you have a very big area, then you can talk, you can express, in so many ways. You have one area to be this style, one area to be Art Nouveau. For such a small area to have two art philosophy can be a bit narrow and a bit tight for you to do that differentiation between one and the other. I would say,
I understand.
Sometimes less is more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Less is more. Could be. And you find that, yes, it's manageable. It's manageable.
Yeah.
It's still manageable.
Well, I guess if you guys in the group feel like katalah you feel like this style is a bit boring, it's very linear, very geometrical, then you add your own twist to it. I think Cik Lin mentioned that.
Boleh
Based on your creativity. You don't need to follow, if you mention like it is inspired by this style, and then you need to follow all the linear pattern.
100%, yeah. Not necessarily.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have other, that is the artist and the designer lah. But we have other more concept. For example, we have minimalist, kan? Deconstruction, decon. We have a lot more kind of concept, tropical, apa, vernacular. Banyak lagi. Bukan yang tu saja. That is basically the artist lah and the style that they bring. But we have, for example, macam apa tu, siapa tu yang Zen minimalist, siapa perempuan tu?
Apa architect ke landscape?
Landscape architect tu. Siapa nama?
Master Short bukan?
Mata is minimalist. But when we take a look at Zaha Hadid, for example, dia lain pula style dia. Zaha Hadid, Zaha Hadid, dia ni, the late Zaha Hadid ni dia dia architect, tapi she did some landscape touch on the the design kan, and then dia seorang yang ni lah designer. Okay, not she is an architect which she touch on landscape and also the elements around us lah, macam designer as well. So kalau dia punya style lain pula, so probably you can take a look at other architect and landscape architect style as well.
Okay.
Banyak lagi macam-macam lagi.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Cik Din. Thank you, Madam, and thank you, Doctor.
Alright.
Thank you, Cik Din. Thank you, Madam.
But this concept is clearer than the
rest.
previous
Yes,
one. This is clear. So for other student, this is a clear punya concept lah. Even though we don't know how does it look like towards the end, but this is clear. Maksudnya ditulis itu the relaxing area. I mentioned reading area, private area. Okay, for this morning punya group yang the one that we comment yang dia punya area is not there yet tu, this is how we do it. Kosong.
Yeah, I think even the one before it also was very, very loose, I think. Very, very loose.
Yes.
The one before this.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we move on to group 7. Group 7, who's presenting? Farhana, Laujati,
Me.
Amirul, Nuraima. Okay.
May I start now?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone. I am Farhana from Group 7. So today I will be presenting our group project. First of all, we will be going to the inventory. So B11 building is located at 8090 Johor Bahru, Johor. And the building user is lecturer, staff, students, and visitor of UTM. First of all, the accessibility of the building, there is one front entrance and two side entrance from the left and right side of the building. Next, the building purpose is mainly for the public use, such as a relaxing area for users after classes, and secondary purpose is for educational users, such as outdoor classes and discussion and self-studies. The activities that you can do here is having a short view of the classes, enjoying their meals, having informal meetings and discussion. Also, they can have outdoor classes and self-study in the environment. B11 has ensured the safety by providing the fence around the site, but somehow the drainage make it look less safety. As you can see here, there's no cover, but we can overcome it by putting the cover for the drainage. The image and identity for the B11 building is interactive nature, which provide corner for the user to relax and rest. Also have a nice environmental learning area. For the B11 building, values and opportunities, and also relationship between nature and man, it is the same, because for the users can escape to the side and enjoy the nature, to escape from their stresses and have a relaxed moment, since you know that natural environmental can heal everything, so they can balance their moods of the day. Moving on to the side here, as you can see, there is a main road to the B11, so there might be a problem with the noises coming from the cars and motorcycles. There's also 3 pedestrian path for the students to walk, so they can go to the B11 from B12 or most, or from the lake. There's also the sun path here is coming from the east to the west, and the wind direction is coming from here. So at evening, the users can have a chilly evening there. Moving on to the analysis and synthesis. So we have analyzed that these sites here will be hot for the morning of the morning time due to the sun direction. So our solution for this problem, that we might plan bigger plans to block the sun. We also have found that the lights here are a bit lame and not that attractive, so we came to overcome it with put more attractive design and brighter light. So since that I just know that the B11 might be eerie, so with brighter lights might make it less scary and eerie at night, so the student can have a night discussion without being
Yes.
uncomfortable with the surrounding.
Yep.
And then for the drainage, like I said, that we will overcome it by put the cover on it, so there will be no anyone problem by falling into it. Next, the fence here also not secure enough, but we will overcome it by putting wired fence or wall fence, so there will be no threats coming from it. We also analyzed that there's no entrance from the lake to the B11, so we might actually put an entrance there, so anyone can have a walk from B11 to the lake, or they coming from the lake to the B11 with easy access. And for the site potential, as you can see, that we might make it more attractive, so people can come to visit and have a nice relaxed time there, and also put an access between the lakes and between the lake and the garden we are going to make, and also make it more colorful and beautiful, so people will have an enjoyable moment there. Next, I will pass the presentation to my group mate to explain the concept plan.
So we move to the concept plan. At the garden, we have 3 entrance
What's the concept?
at the top.
What's the concept?
What is the concept?
The concept. The concept is Italian garden.
Dia macam ni tau, dia nak anak pertama nak introduce pada kawan-kawan dia, kita anak ni apa. Tapi tadi nama lah kena sebut dulu pun. Kau nak tanya.
Nama. Okey.
Nama dia. Mana konsep dia tu? Okay. Alright. Okay, sorry.
Okay, the concept of the garden is Italian garden.
Apa dia? Italian?
Yes, Italian garden.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. We have 3 entrance here. At the here and here. We put the statue at the middle of the garden as a focal point. This is because we want our garden look different from other and follow the concept of the garden, which is Italian garden. So we have a shelter. We have a shelter behind beside the statue, so the visitor can rest at the shelter. We have a fish pond, mini flower garden. So the visitor can take a picture, have a nice view at the mini flower garden. We also have a open space here for the visitor make any activity, anything what they want to do at the open space. The plant that we want to put at, is Italian cypress, and we also have a pergola here, and the gate. This is a gate from the lake. The people from the lake can enter the garden from the gate here. So this is sitting area. I think that's all from our group.
I think soalan yang pertama saya rasa siapa-siapa nak tanya, why Italian?
Yes, why Italian and what are the characteristics of Italian garden?
Yang karakteristik tak soalan kedua nak tanya. But why? How did that came about tu? Ini istiqarah ke, mimpi ke, kebetulan nampak ke?
Because I Google the example of the concept garden. So I found the Italian concept is the beautiful, and I want to try the concept.
But so are the Japanese, so are the Chinese, so are the Islamic gardens. One thing I bagi tahu itu, kalau you talk about Italian garden, we have to talk about scale tau. They have to have a big area for Italian garden to be manifested. You know, saya mengajar history. Saya tahu what Italian garden is. Saya rasa tak berapa kena lah, minta maaf. Tak berapa kena. Biar saya bagi tahu sekarang daripada you buat benda yang tak berapa kena dan nampak you confused dan sebagainya tu. Yeah. If you want to go along the lines of a traditional quality, traditional philosophy of a garden, there are many other more appropriate gardens, I think, which are more appropriate with our surrounding, with our taste, for example, that you could adopt. For example, like the Japanese garden, the Chinese garden, the Islamic garden, for example, you know, which I think will be a bit more appropriate rather than an Italian garden. Okay, then the second question, for example, like Dr. Hannah said that, what makes an Italian garden an Italian garden?
What the character?
Oh, okay. Soalan macam tu lah, boleh juga.
Okay. I think the plant that we're using and the statue.
Again, to me that's still a very narrow interpretation of an Italian garden. Siapa dia punya arkitek lah, Italian garden dia marah pada you nanti besok. Ya? Saya rasa rating balik lah, please.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay, tak tahulah yang
saya rasa the first thing when you mention Italian garden, bagi saya, I don't know how you suddenly come up with Italian garden and how it relates to the context of this project lah. Maksudnya macam it's this site within a campus surrounded by lecture theatres ke ataupun academic ataupun educational punya building lah. So when you katalah if you want to do an Italian garden, it needs to be to to us why and what is the reason behind that. And then satu lagi is about scale. Betul. I think that itu yang paling penting. When you see Italian garden, usually even whatever the cypress tree pun, usually is planted linearly, dia punya form and the reason is to create this sense of direction macam tu. But because of your site ni is very small, you don't need that to actually create this welcoming punya this grand punya sense tau, because of the scale of the site. Itu satu. Satu lagi,
kalau dia punya tapak tu, sorry just emphasize on the scale. Kalau tapak tu is on the car park belah sana tau, yang besar tu. Itu ada kemungkinan.
Ini punya entrance daripada belah kanan ni.
That's how
entrance
big the scale should be lah, at the least. Kan kapak belakang tu kan, yang belah atas tu kan, besar kapak tu kan.
Italian garden ni sesuai pada tempat yang besar macam tu.
Memang betul.
Ya.
Especially Renaissance garden, memang besar.
Okay.
Kalau you want to use the elements of Italian garden, it can be a mixture of formal garden ataupun a bit of Art Nouveau macam tu. It doesn't need to be exactly Italian garden. And then when asked what makes it an Italian garden, you mentioned the statue and apa tadi? What was the other thing you mentioned?
The plant, cypress.
The plant is not a strong enough justification lah. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe whatever you want the elements to, you can use, but not to say Italian garden. Okay.
So just tukar konsep je lah.
Konsep tu tak kena, tak berapa sesuai due to the scale.
Okay.
Dan itu scale satu lagi you punya justifikasi tu was very weak juga lah.
You nak letak statue semua boleh, tak ada masalah.
Yes.
Tapi the ni lah justification for the Italian garden tu tak berapa sesuai.
Okay.
Kau tak ada pokok kelapa lagi keliling. Tak kena. Dengan pokok kelat lagi semua tu lah, tak kena. Kan ada monyet-monyet lagi dekat Thailand, tak ada monyet-monyet. So,
okay.
And then you also need to justify nanti pokok-pokok yang sedia ada tu kalau tak kena dengan your team, what you going to do with it? Just remove it. As a landscape architect, it would be a bit irresponsible lah.
Tak tembok je tutup. Tak yelah, tapi terus terang saya rasa lah, yalah, ini pandangan saya seorang akademik saya rasa tak kena lah. And you will find out nanti later on. But so I don't want you to find out later, but I want you to find it now. Kita biasa start jauh depan ni. Dia kata tak kena, dia tanah kata tak kena ni. Kita kena find konsep betul-betul ni. Tak payah fancy sangat konsep tu. Yang nak fancy is the interpretation of the concept.
Yes.
Cukup. Contoh macam ni lah, contohnya very simple lah. Apa ni, garden of sound, garden of view, garden of fragrance. Itu dah simple cukup dah. Tapi the interpretation, walaupun nama tak menarik sangat, tapi nama to me is just a name. But to me is the material, is the translation, is the manifestation bagi saya lebih penting. Kalau tak ada nama pun tak kisah bagi saya. Tapi nama kena ada lah, sebab apa? Ini ada satu benda, so ada kena nama dia kan. Itu saja.
Okay.
Itu saja.
Okay.
So ini has some work to do juga
Discuss balik with the group members.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Madam.
Alright. Group 8.
Okay.
Group 8.
Siapa yang buat drawing ni?
Can we have the presenters for group 8 please?
Yes, Doctor.
Alright.
Me, Cik Alia.
Okay.
Can I start now?
Yep.
Okay. Assalamualaikum to Cik Day, Madam Hana and Madam Shikin. I'm Cik Alia. Today our group, which is group 8, will present the site inventory analysis and synthesis. I will start with the site inventory. For our site location is at B11 building in UTM Skodai, and the main user here were students, lecturers, staff, and visitors of UTM. And for the purpose is first of all is educational purpose, such as study room or club practice. Number 2 is for chilling area or public use, such as mini park with fountain and mini place for all side vending machines. For the accessibility, we have one main entrance and one side entrance from the left of the building. The walkway to the parking lot is through the corridors of the B11 building. And the next is staff, lecturers, students, and visitors who use the right and left to enter the parking lot here. The next is for the activities that we'll have around this site. Location is a place to relax after class and also can be a place for having meals and gathering for formal and informal meeting. They also can enjoy the scenery of the lake and the greenery. And also this place for meeting with lecturer and doing the outdoor study session with strolling around the site. For the existing site features, number 1, we have a B11 building. Number 2, mango tree. And number 3, coconut tree. Number 4, electric house. 5, fence. 6 is walkway. 7 is a parking lot. 8 is paving area. 9, drain. And number 10 is land. Next, I will pass my presentation to Nadira.
Thank you, Jia. I will continue with the site contour. So here, as you can see here, the yellow one is the lowest area or the sloped area here, and this one is the lake. So the magenta area was the flat area, and the blue area is the high slope area. So next is the site inventory. First, let's go for the topography. The area is a bit sloped at the right side of the building facing the lake. And also this B11 parking lot is surrounded by big drainage that flows to the lake nearby. And this particular area also have a great sceneries, which is the greeneries, sceneries, and also the lake view. So for the sound that can be heard when you at this site, which first is the wildlife noise, and then the traffic noise. So next is the wildlife that possibly have at this site, which is monkey, monitor lizard, squirrel, bird, grasshopper, snakes, and this is the possible threats of this site's area. Next is we will go for the climate and microclimate. For the climate, I have hours of sunshine per day, which is the highest per day, which is the higher sunshine hours per day, which is 12 hours and 12 minutes, and the minimum is 12 hours and 2 minutes. And then I will go for the rainy day per month. For the highest number of rainy day per month, which is on November, which is the monsoon season, and the minimum days of rainy days is on February. And next is for the microclimates. This site is relatively humid. They are mostly humid. As you can see here, the chart is there's no big difference from January until December. And lastly, the average daytime and nighttime temperature at this particular area is the highest or the maximum temperature is on April that can reach until 33 degrees Celsius. And lastly, the minimum temperature is on January, which is 22 degrees Celsius. And and I will pass my presentation to my other group mates, which is Amin.
Okay, thank you, Nadira. So we move to another part of our presentation, which is site analysis and synthesis. So for this part, we state the problems that we found in the site, and also we suggest the solution that we think will suit the best. So there is 6 problem and also 6 solution. So for the first one is natural wind flow and also sunlight are blocked by the thick canopy of tree. As you can see here, there is a thick canopy of tree, and this will disrupt the natural wind flow. And what we can do is managing the big trees canopy level by trimming them, maybe monthly or yearly. Second is uncovered drainage can cause garbage and dry leaf to easily enter the drain and cause clogged drains. So like I said earlier, this site is very close to the thick canopy of tree, especially the drain. So when the time comes, there will be a lot of dry leaf that will fall from the tree and enter the drain, and that will cause the clogged drains. So what we can do is cover the drainage using a small or narrow hole of heavy duty drain cover. And the third one is there is only one lamp in the site, and this can be dangerous to the user due to the lack of lighting. So when we design this area, we want to make this area can be used at morning, evening, and also night. So if there is no lighting, not enough lighting in the night, so this area can be used at night. So what we can do is install enough lights or lamp to prevent the site become too dark when the sun sets. And for the fourth one is the uneven tar pavement that can cause negative effect for the site user. For example, slippery surface, and also puddles will form after the rain. As you can see in this picture, there is a lot of puddles form after the rain. So what we can do is replace the tar pavement with another alternative such as stone pavement or granite stone pavement, and also we will make sure that the site ground at the same level before installing the pavement. And the fifth one is wild creatures such as monitor lizard and monkey will invade the site area, and that can be dangerous to the site user. And what we can do is install the barbed wire to prevent the monkeys or monitor lizard from trespassing the site. Like Cik Din said earlier, maybe this 2 meter barbed wire will not prevent the monkey, but I think it will prevent the monitor lizard from entering the site. And lastly is thick bushes will be the habitat of venomous and dangerous animals such as snakes. And what we can do is trimming and maintain the bushes by using the trimming machine monthly. And also install the snake fencing to prevent any dangerous or venomous animal to trespass the area. And I will pass the presentation to Suryani.
Alright, thank you, Amin. Hi and assalamualaikum everyone. Next, we will go through the SWOT analysis, which contain the elements such as strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So for the strength of this site have a beautiful scenery, which is a view of a nature in front of the building, and then we have a great air quality and fresh environment, which is surrounded by the vegetation, and then we have a both natural and human environment in this site. And then we move to the weakness element. So this site have a noise made from the car on the road, and we have a smell from the drain. Also, a view for this site is blocked by the greenery in front of the building. And then for the opportunities, we have an easy, this site is an easy access site by the people, both inside and outside of the building. And then this site can be a meditation environment for the people, which is the student or the lecturers from B11 building. And then we have, this site is a shady area. The threats for this site is a wild animal, and some habitat can easily enter the area of B11. For example, snake, monkey, and lizard. And then the threat for this site is a falling tree branch. Next, we will go to the site analysis and synthesis. So the question for that we have here is how to get users enjoy the outdoor space, how to bring people together in the outdoors, and how to make outdoor space livable and interesting. So for the first question, how to get users enjoy the outdoor space, we will plant more scented and aromatic plant and shrub to make the environment at the particular space refreshing and healing. And then we will make the space more efficient, such as flushing outlets, switches, dustbin, vending machine, and many more. And then we will systematically arrange spaces for public. So for the second question, how to bring people together in the outdoor? We will create a multi-use gathering area in this site. We will include sufficient amount of benches and tables, and then we will biophilic design concept such as use the sound of water. So how to make outdoor space livable and interesting? We will use a beautiful lighting to make it livable at night, unique space design, and make it a modern and photogenic space. Next, we will go through the conceptual plan. So the concept that we will use for this site is a contemporary bohemian. And then this conceptual plan is using a, no. We will start from the entrance on the right of the plan. This is a main entrance where people can get inside and walk through the walkway. And then in the middle of the plan of this site there is a fountain, and we will place a big tree to make the site shaded. On the right side of this plan is a sitting area, which we will put also a pavilion. Where you can see the pavilion we will use. The concept is the same as in the picture. And then in the left side of the site, we will use a cinerama, which is a cinerama is a place where you can use a projector to make an outdoor lectures, so that the student and lecturers will enjoy an outdoor lectures in the cinerama place. And then there's a sitting area in front of the cinerama. In the left side, beside the building, we will put an indoor sitting area using a glass, so that the student can use the sitting area to study while waiting for the next class, or maybe they can use it to and then this indoor sitting area can be used to watch the scenery from the lake and the greenery beside the site. So for the contemporary bohemian concept, we will use the color palettes such as yellow, brown, pink, and blue. And to make it more related to the concept, we will use like a tiles or a couple tiles to make the on the sitting area, so that it will relate it to the concept, which is very bohemian.
You done?
I think that's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, I've just Googled what bohemian means. What does bohemian mean? Can you describe, can you explain?
Bohemian concept where we will use a lot of woody and it's the colorful.
No. Don't forget about the landscape. Just the general definition. What is bohemian? What does it mean?
I think about the unconventional life, freedom.
Okay.
So what we will relate to our design is the freedom that we can use, maybe about the texture, maybe about the pattern, maybe about the color. So even though we use a different style, different pattern, we still bring the harmony together. I think.
Okay, it's very difficult to actually relate what you just described. I just Googled it, for example. The two keywords here when it comes to Bohemian. One is about the socially unique, aspect of what the word means, and then the other one is about an artistic foundation or dimension to that particular description, for example. So that's why I wanted to see how you describe those two things, and in the context of a landscape setting of platform. So, but of course, just looking from the plan, the concept plan, it doesn't do justice to what you just said. For example, which I can understand. Otherwise, you start putting colors, you start putting more detail, more specific space making, things like that, colors, texture, and then some perspective. Then maybe that so-called contemporary Bohemian maybe be able to show itself. That's why I was just asking you that question. For example, first and foremost, do you understand that term, contemporary Bohemian, for example? Even though you may not be able to see that in the plan, but do you understand that? And are you able to define that? And what is the opportunity that you should look into in terms of designing that can express that definition of Bohemian and contemporary Bohemian?
Maybe Cik Den can search for a boho concept. Boho concept actually usually have been used in the interior, but we transfer it into the landscape. And then why we make the landscape element so minimal, where we put only the sitting area of the pavilion and only a small amount of element, because the color is already complicated. I mean, not complicated, but already too much, so that we don't want to put so much element, because it will look
Okay. I'm not going to dispute on what you just said. For example, it's just that it's not fair for me to question you on that. But I just want to make. It's just kind of trying to assess whether you understand that term or not. For example, and how.
Okay.
That's all. Because of course, at the end of the day, maybe you are justified in having that definition when it goes to a more detailed expression of the concept when we go to the site plan. So I'm just, I'm not saying that you cannot do that. Okay. Itu sajalah my comment. Anything else?
Okay, saya pun ada nak tanya pasal Bohemian ni. Okay. I have heard of it many times before.
Yeah.
When it is applied into a space making punya context, how do you define Bohemian punya concept in a space making punya ni lah, what you are doing in a landscape punya context? Because when I look at the photos, dia banyak play around with accessories. Contohnya lighting, cushion, carpet, tapi and then like seating here and there. So dari segi space making tu, how are you guys planning to? I mean, that can you explain?
Okay, so for me, maybe for my idea, for my site plan, the fountain area here will be replaced by the big shady tree, which bench under it. So that big tree will be lilit dengan lampu lilit dengan lampu. So for this sitting area, at small sitting area here, I will replace with swing, the Bohemian swing, and also so and maybe at this sitting area, we, instead of using a normal chair, we'll have a chair with a cushion, white cushion. I think.
Yeah, again, you are telling me all these elements. Faham tak? But I mean, to me, okay je, as long as you can nanti when you manifest it in your site plan, nanti maybe we will be able to see a clearer and a better interpretation of your idea. Masih bila dalam konsep plan ni masih lagi and why you have chosen the Bohemian new concept tu.
Oh, Dr. Do you mean how we place the element?
No, it's not that.
All right.
No, I and Dr. Hannah, we are not disagreeing. But you want to see whether you understand the term, for example, and what are the opportunities in a landscape context. You are able to express that Bohemian concept. Itu saja.
Alright.
Itu saja, so something for you to think about lah. Itu saja. As it is, can be expressed in terms of the way, the configuration of the spaces. Is it in terms of detailing, furniture? Itu saja kami nak tahu. Itu saja kami. We're not saying that it's wrong. So don't worry so much, but worry about whether it can be manifested or not. Because two terms here, one is about artistic, one is about being unique. And can those two terms be expressed? Either in terms of plan, in terms of detail, in terms of space making, in terms of place making. Itu saja kami nak tahu. Yeah? Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Cik. Thank you, Dr. Hannah.
Alright, thank you. So the last group 9.
Cuma yang tadi tu ada satu come to analysis tu. Okay, your analysis saying that thick bushes will be the habitat of venomous and dangerous animals such as snake kan. Okay, this synthesis tu maybe bukan not only trimming and maintenance. In terms of landscape, we can we can plant a species of shrubs that prevent those venomous
Animal.
yes, ada macam-macam. For example, serai wangi itu kalau ular tak suka macam tu. So kalau tukar sikit tu dia lagi strong lah. Itu sajalah untuk ilmu.
Alright,
Thank
you, madam.
Okay. Ada banyak. If let's say you Google, there are plants that can avoid venomous venomous thing from coming or entering our animal to come. Ada banyak. Okay, itu je.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, group 9.
Can I start presenting now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. My name is Atika, and here we would like to present our site inventory, analysis and synthesis. Okay, we go to our site location is located at UTM Skudai, Fabu B11 Square, and the user of this site are student, lecturer, staff and visitors of UTM, and the identity of this space is a space that is surrounded by nature and help the people who use the space to relax and provide great environment. And so how can people access this site? We have two entrances, which is main entrance at this across the building. If you can see the white small arrow here, and then people who use the street and the building can enter the site using the main entrance. And another one is one side entrance. It's here, the big yellow arrow here. It's from the left of the buildings, and we also have walkway, which is main and side walkway. Next is proposed. This site can be used for educational purpose such as outdoor classes and club practice for primary purpose, and the secondary purpose is for public use such as waiting area, meeting up with friends and relaxing area. And then activities. The activities can be done here is hanging out or chatting with friends, having informal meeting and discussion, outdoor classes, having a meal with friends, and resting while waiting for someone. And next is climate. Here we have how hour of sunshine per day, rainy days per month, relative humidity, average temperature in Celsius per month, precipitation in MN per month, and next is topography. You can see the green one is lowest area, the red one is flat area, and the blue one is the highest layer, the highest area. And then this is existing site features. We have B11 building, parking lot. Number 2, number 3 is walkway. Here near the lake. Number 4 is drain. Number 5 is lawn lamp. And number 6 is electric house. Number 7 coconut tree, and number 8 is fence. And then I will pass to my teammate Hanin.
Okay, so the next one I will present the analysis and synthesis for the site potential. This site have potential to be an attraction place because first of all, its location. It is close to the main gate of UTM and one of UTM's cafe and main Pabu building. So it is easy for visitors to locate and access it. And it is also close to the lake. So if we provide a pathway from the lake to the site, people can also access it. And it can be an attraction because many people use the lake for recreation purpose. And the site is also surrounded by trees, so people will get a great environment from this space and feel more connected to nature. For the SWOT analysis, it consists of strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So for the same with the potentials are also the site's strengths, and it creates opportunities for the site to become a site where people visit often. The site also have weakness because as for now, the view of the lake is being blocked by the big trees. So we are unable to see the view of the lake, and it doesn't have that many noise, but for the main noise, it comes from the main road because it is close to the main road. For the threats, the first threat is the trees looks old and the branches looks like it can fall when the wind or rain heavily. And wild animals can also enter the site because the fence also looks weak. So like monkeys and also lizards. So this is the questions we come up during our discussions on how to attract people to come to the site, how to give a relaxing atmosphere in the site, and how to connect the lake with the site. So for how to attract people, we provide interesting features like fountain or sculpture to make the site looks interesting, and we also provide a gathering space for some spaces for studying purpose. And for the to connect the lake and the site, we provide a pathway, and to give a relaxing atmosphere, we provide water features because to make the site filled with water sounds. And for this analysis and synthesis, we divide it into three parts. the view, accessibility, and safety. So for the view, we saw that the view of the lake is being blocked by the trees. So we thought of the way to give beautiful view in the site. So we thought of putting colorful shrubs, ornamental plants, and we wanted to provide some water features for view and also calming purpose. For accessibility, we found out that there is no connectivity, same with the previous one, to connect the site and the lake. So the users of the lake cannot access the site, and the users of the site cannot access the lake. So we want to relocate some trees at the middle of the big trees to provide a pathway. For safety, we found out that the fence looks weak and it is not high enough. So we want to replace the fence with a higher fence to prevent threats from the outside. For the lamp posts, we found out that there are only 2 lamp posts that can be seen. So we want to put more lamp posts for safety purpose. And the drain is big and it looks dangerous because it is not covered. So we want to cover it with drain covers. And also the trees, the existing trees look weak, old. So we want to keep it, so we will trim it frequently. Next, I will pass to Izu for the conceptual plan.
Okay, thank you, Hanin. Okay, for our concept plan, okay, our concept plan is the minimalist modern garden, minimalist modern concept. So the focal point, our site plan is the fountain. We decide to put the fountain at the middle to be a focal point to attract people to come here. And then this plan also have 3 main entrance, which is from the center and from the lake and from the left side, the left side, and also have the entrance from the corridor in the building B11 and at the left and right side. Okay, and the first we also put the outdoor fitness area, which is the student or lecturers and staff can have a light exercise at here. And the yellow one is the gathering areas. So the people, the users like student, lecturers also can have utilize the space such as the informal meeting and make some small event. And on the right side we have a lawn, and the right green is have the flowering plot. So when we come from the entrance, this main entrance, we get pathway along the flowering plot. So the all users can take a photo at here at flowering plot. So, and the orange is the studying area, which is the student and all users can have eating, sitting, relaxing in this place. And also all the areas are connective with the fountain in the middle, and is easier to all users meet if they want to meet in this area, this place.
Okay, so that's all from me, from us. Thank you.
So sorry, I may have missed. What's the concept for this plan, for this design?
Minimalist modern concept.
Why?
Sorry?
Why did you come up with that concept? And how?
Because we think this area just we want to make the relaxing area, so we don't want to put many element. Just have a shrub and tree and also the like a tropical little bit.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't want to comment too much on this concept plan because it's very difficult to actually trying to assess and appreciate the thing because it looks too, I don't know, too bubbly to be a concept plan because it's not based on I don't know, somehow or other it's difficult. It looks too diagrammatic rather than a concept plan. You know, it's very difficult to do that. Yeah, but kan nampak tak tahu nak macam mana. Looks like a diagram,
Macam bubble, more like bubble.
macam satu diagram, field 2.3 ke whatever.
It seems like after this plan, they have another plan, another detailed plan of the bubble. Macam tu.
Another stage of bubble.
Yes,
yeah.
another stage of bubble.
Because we
And
cannot
then,
see,
and then the flowering pot. Flowering pot is an element. It's not an area. Tu. Can you think of something else? Because flowering plot kan, flowering plot tu, why do you have itulah, tengok dulu nanti dia jadi macam mana flowering plot tu. Nak ada macam apa tu, bunga-bunga kat depan tu, I don't know how does it look like. But I don't want to comment now because I want to see the end result. Tengok macam mana.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
So
You know, I dah nampak setengah ni. I want to raise 2 points, very important. Pertama ni, I had chance to look at the presentation this morning. So I just looked about 4 presentation here. Maybe the 5 presentation today is representative of the
it's more or less the
population.
same.
But one thing I noticed is that practically overly all of the concept that you came up, for example, doesn't seem to come up from your synthesis, doesn't seem to come up from your side issues now. Dia datang from, I don't know, daripada langit ke, datang daripada mimpi.
Tak ada relation.
Datang
Resolve problem.
daripada sonok-sonok ke, datang pada tajuk lagu ke, datang pada tajuk buku. You know, so that it seems that, you know, it's like the whole process of doing the inventory analysis doesn't seem to help you to come up with. I mean, it helps you to design, of course, tak ada masalah. But in terms of and the idea though, doesn't seem to come up from there, you know. Okay, maybe it's difficult for you to understand that, relate that, which I think maybe it's my fault for not having explained that clearly to you. But I think maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I can't remember that. But you see, when you have a concept or an idea, right, that comes up from what the site tells you, right? The design will undoubtedly will have a sense of belonging, a sense of appropriateness, because it came from the site. You know, for example, like one of your friends, this final project, for example, is talking about what minimalist, for example, he says about views and things like that. So there's something, you know, it's something that is relating to the issue or the analysis of the site itself. So please look back again at your concept, not the concept plan first, but look again at the concept and how can the concept be derived from what you have done from the first page of the site inventory until the site synthesis. Then come up with a concept. Understand, everyone? Hello? Can I get a response?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Please look at that. Okay, that's one of my. Tapi this is something I want to discuss. Tapi maybe we can discuss openly. I think Shekin and also Darhana. Maybe I think until at the stage of the synthesis, I think they seem to be working very, very well as a group from just based on on the what they've shown today. Right? I think I'm very happy with that. But when it comes to this, just after the synthesis, many of the plans seems to very loose. But that's not saying that they are not thinking seriously about it. But they're thinking seriously about it. But somehow or other, the manifestation of that serious thinking, which they may have had, doesn't seem to be manifested in what they showed us today in the concept plan, right? So I would like to. I'm not suggesting, but maybe we can consider two ways of dealing with it. One is for them to agree with one particular concept, which they may have derived from their own discussion as a group, right? Or the other way is for each of them to have their own concept. I don't know what your thoughts about that, Sikin and also Dr. Hana.
I agree with that because there are students, a few students come to me asking that if let's say their individual work, they didn't follow exactly what the group has decided. I say it's okay because in last semester the student did like that in terms of the punya orientation and whatsoever. I think it's okay. Yeah, I agree with you sebab when looking at analysis and synthesis, they have come up with a good analysis and synthesis. But when come to concept, we cannot see the relation, the problem solving of what
that's right. Exactly.
Not addressing the issues.
Not addressing the issue.
That's right.
So I probably in individual punya times, they probably can what we call that relate back to the issue, resolve the problem, take a look back. Or
but I'm taking this one step further compared to last year's.
Yes.
Is that where they have one concept but they have different interpretation?
Yes.
Kan? But
That
here,
will do as well.
but here I'm suggesting two ways. One, they have one concept with different interpretation, or each of them have different concept within the group itself.
Boleh juga kan?
Whether that's too much, I don't know.
Boleh juga. I think okay je. I think in fact I think the students would appreciate that more. Because bila in group and they've decided on a certain concept, when you start designing, sometimes apa yang kita design tu tak follow the original concept yang the group has decided, tu pun dia jadi macam semakin stuck nanti. Because when you start designing the space, the elements semua tu, maybe dia punya konsep tu dah lari daripada dia punya idea tu.
Yeah, because what I'm slightly afraid is that maybe their personal attachment or personal I don't know, association with what they do is no longer there because the idea came from a group rather than it came from themselves. But some of them may appreciate it, I don't even have any idea, but at least the group is doing the idea for me. Then I can do the design kan. So if we can agree with that, so that means there are three stages, there are three opportunities for them to do this work. Okay, listen everyone. Hello, is everyone online? Everyone?
Yes.
Right. So in other words, there are three ways of doing it. Obviously, like I said, we appreciate what you've done so far until the synthesis work. But when it comes to concept plan, I said, please look again at the issues, look again at the synthesis, for example. Make sure that the concept that you have, not the concept plan, the concept that you plan to have comes from what you have done in the side issues and synthesis, inventory, and so on, so on. Okay, one thing, right? So, but here you can come with a concept that you agreed as a group. Okay, that you agreed as a group. Okay, and then the other one is you have a concept that you agree as a group, but the way you interpret the concept can be depending on each individual. Okay, let's say for example concept A, everyone is doing concept A, so everyone more or less is doing the similar interpretation of concept A. But the second way is having a concept, the same concept A, but each and every one you have different interpretation of it, right? The other one is to each and every one you have on your own concept. Concept A for one particular student, concept B for another student, concept Z for another student, for example. But still based on what you have done in your analysis, inventory, and also synthesis. that's another. The third option is more is something that is giving you a bit more personal attachment to the whole project, as opposed to just simply agreeing to what the group has decided on the concept itself. Can you understand that? Hello? Who doesn't?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So in other words, there's a bit more freedom to do that. Concept the second one is there's a bit of freedom. In other words, you can do your own interpretation of the concept that you agreed as a group. But the third one is much more freedom. In other words, you have your own concept and you have your own way of interpreting your own concept, not interpreting your friend's concept, the group's concept. But make sure whatever concept that you come up with as a group or as your own work should come up from the things that you have done in your IAS. Okay, everyone?
Yes, Doctor.
Alright, I think that's all I would like to say to you now. Or anything else that you would like to add, Shikin ataupun Dr. Hana?
Tak ada.
Tak ada ya?
Saya nak tambah sikit. Cuma saya rasa, I think the concern is when because we've seen 9 groups presentation today, the thing that I think is quite apparent is that I think the students are not quite clear on why do we need to do IAS and why the concept plan. That's why there is no relation. So I think students, you need to understand the reason you are doing the inventory and analysis is to identify the issues on your site and then for you to address it in your design. Okay, bukan simply put anything anywhere based on your creativity macam tu. It needs to ada relation or addressing something that you have encountered or identified when during the site inventory. Tengah azan lah.
Or probably because most of the group, they have not finalized yet the concept plan. Probably what they can do is to sit down, each group sit down back with the group and then try to what we call that analyze back, try to dig back and then table back whatever analysis and synthesis their finding and try to mold back the concept plan tu. Sebab most of the group macam tak masak lagi, not well cooked their concept plan. Bukannya dia orang dah ada concept plan and then they have to revise back. Boleh tak? Each group sit down with their group members and then discuss and come back with a strong idea lagi in terms of the concept tu. Masih boleh sit down lagi sebab most of the group nampak tak clear lagi tu. Kan? The concept ni semua.
Tapi Shikin, I think that's a good suggestion, Shikin. But I think because of the time factor that we have, they may not be able to do that unless they can do something overnight lah. Kan? I think if they can do that, beautiful. But I think at this stage of the work, I think we just have to accept what they have today, right? And then they have to go back on their own sekarang ni because they got one.
Oh, okay. If they have to go on their own, when they go on their own, then start thinking.
In other words, what they have learned today, will be the basis of what they're going to do.
Yes. If time constraint, I forgot.
You've got one more week, no problem. I think it's a great idea.
Yes, we have a problem with the time frame. Yes.
Right.
Yes, when it comes to individual, they start to think back and try to relate.
I think most of them will do a wonderful job given that opportunity actually.
Boleh lah. I agree with that because of the time.
Hari Khamis ni, we were supposedly we are expecting to see site plan from the students. So alongside with the site plan is also an individual concept plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, not necessarily. They may still want to use the group plan if for those who want to do that.
Maksudnya they have the option lah.
They have the option. Yes. No problem. There's no problem. Maybe some of them they like the group concept, so they adopt it, no problem. 2 or 3 students in the same group, they want to adopt it, no problem. But maybe the other 3, for example, they want to have their own individual, no problem. That's what I meant.
Okay, right? Students, is that clear?
Is that clear, everyone?
Doctor?
Yeah.
I have a question about our about our concept, right? Can we have the same concept like we have suggest in our concept brief, but with different design of concept plan?
Yeah, that's what I just
Yes,
said.
yes, that
Yeah,
is
that's what
what
I said.
we say. That is what we're trying to say just now.
So basically, you have the option of following your group, the concept plan that you have presented today, or you can have a new one that you create individually. Okay?
Okay, understand. Okay, all right, thank you.
I know some of the good students, they want to have their own.
Yes, yes, yes.
I know.
So this is the
understand,
time.
I understand, no problem.
Yeah, this is the time when come to individual, you start dig out and think carefully on your concept tu lah. You start to mold back your concept and then bring the best in you lah. Tengok.
But the underlying issue here in terms of design process is that whatever concept, whether it's a group concept or with individual concept, must come from your IAS.
Yes.
Must
yes.
address your IAS. Must solve the IAS. Must solve the
Yes.
issues in IAS.
Mm-mm.
It should not come from your dreams or from your prayers or from a song or from you Google by chance. No, it's not like it's not appropriate. That's not right. Okay, everyone, understood? I got to run now, Azan Sari. I got to run
Okay.
now. So I'll see everyone except Dr. Hana and Shikin on Thursday.
All right.
For Isha plan. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe the Shikin and Hana want to carry on. I got to run.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay, I think basically that's all. We've made. I hope we've made things clear. So basically, I'll just repeat what we've just discussed. On Thursday, you will show your site plan and also your site plan for your own design individually, and a concept plan. So the concept plan will either be whatever you have presented today within the group, or a different one that you create, another one. Okay, so please have that ready by Thursday. A draft site plan too, that's very important. All of you need to present and show that, because you have a very limited time frame to show your site plan. So it's very important that you have that ready. Okay, everyone, is that clear?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. All right, so I think that's all for today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you,
Okay, you're welcome.